This video explains the steps you could take when planning and completing your answers in the TRS exam. Remember, your time allocation for each question is for planning and completing your answers. In the last video, First Steps When Your TRS Exam Starts, we allocated our time in the Scratchpad and also copied the core requirements into the word processor response option. We'll consider answering requirements in both the spreadsheet and word processor. However, first let's think about how to read through the requirements to ensure we maximize our mark. We'll focus on requirement 1A in this video, as the steps we're going to explain apply equally to the others. You do need to take care when reading requirements, as there may be some important background information that you may not have copied over to your word processor response option. You may wish to highlight some of the information in this section, such as the year-end date or the exhibits that should be used when answering these requirements. And now, looking at the detailed requirements themselves, note that you will be guided to use the spreadsheet where appropriate, and if no guidance is given, you should use the word processor for your answer. So here we can see that part 1A1 is directing you to use the spreadsheet, and you should use the word processor for parts 1A2 and 1A3. When you read through the requirements, make sure that you identify all of the elements required to create a complete answer. So here in 1A1, you are specifically instructed to show your workings when completing the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. And here in 1A3, there are two distinct elements. Explain what is meant by hacking, and identify one impact of the payroll system being hacked. You must ensure you answer both parts to maximize your mark. Let's now look at the response options to see how to do this in practice. Here I've put suggested exhibits on the left and the spreadsheet on the right. Obviously, you can lay the screen out in whichever way works best for you. When answering in the spreadsheet, make sure you use the functionality of the spreadsheet and reference your workings. So, if you need a working for administrative and distribution costs, add a title in the working section and reference back to the main statement. Markers will look at the formulas in the cells, and so use basic spreadsheet formulas to your advantage to both increase your accuracy and speed of answering. This also allows markers to give partial credit if you have only some elements of an answer correct. Some requirements need you to work through a list of information, and you may wish to highlight or strike through this as you work through it and answer it. Good exam technique would be to review all of the information in an exhibit before starting to complete your answer, as some elements may link to others. Here in point 8, you can see that administrative and distribution costs are apportioned in a 75-25 ratio, but are actually made up of several elements within the trial balance. And from reading the above information, you will see that several of these elements require adjustment before the apportionment is made. Note that if you close the spreadsheet or the word processor, the window is only minimized. You don't need to worry that you're losing any work. When answering in the word processor, use subheadings to make your answer easier to read and mark, as well as ensuring you answer all the requirements. But don't waste time formatting your answers too much. Putting in headings in bold or italics is sufficient, for example. Also, make sure that you answer in complete sentences rather than note form. Bullet points are fine, but do use complete sentences where possible, even when using a bullet point list. As you read through the relevant exhibits, you may want to make notes or even copy some information across from the exhibit into the word processor to help you plan your final answer points. And finally, let's consider the end of the exam. Once the allocated time has run out, the exam will automatically end. If you wish to end the exam before the time has run out, click the Next button, which takes you to the Item Review screen. The TRS is a case study exam, and so only one question is shown on this screen, but you can go back into it by clicking here. Once you're ready to end the exam, simply click the End Exam button and confirm.